Microsoft has started bringing the 4K experience to the Xbox with the release of the new Xbox One S. In this episode, we open it up and I tell you all about what's changed and what's new on the new, smaller Xbox. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to Bleeding Edge TV. I'm Andrew Weber from GearLife.com, and in this episode, like I said, I'm going to give you a look at the brand new Xbox One S. It's Microsoft's upgraded, updated version of the Xbox One with some cool new features. But before I show you the new console, let me give you a look at the launch version. I got this before the Xbox One launched about 3 years ago. It is a white console. It's a special edition console, very rare. It says I made this here. It was actually given out to the Xbox team members who worked on the original Xbox One. So they got this unique color, the unique badging on there, etc. But look, this thing is heavy, it's substantial. Let me make sure I get it all in the frame. It's huge. This thing is a behemoth. The Xbox One S, they took this and they slimmed it. I feel like I'm working out right now, by the way. That's how crazy this is. They shrank it down to that. This I can hold with a single hand, way smaller. I mean, look at that. Nice and svelte, looks good. This is the Xbox One S. Now what I got is the 2TB version that sells for $399. It came out today, August 2nd. There are two other versions coming out later this month. They look exactly the same as that one, but one is going to be $299, so $100 less. It's 500 gigabytes. That comes with Halo Master Chief Collection, so that's Halos 1 through 4, as well as Halo 5 Guardians. Or you can pay $349, $50 more, and get a 1TB version, and comes with a copy of the latest Madden football game. The 2TB model is another $50 above that. Again, $399. You don't get any free games with it, but you do get the $20 Xbox One S stand, which allows you to stand the console vertically instead of horizontally. I would have rather got some free games, but that's neither here nor there. But now that I gave you an introduction to the console, let's dive deeper and find out what's changed, what's improved, what makes the Xbox One S worth your time and money. Before I get to that though, let me pre-address what I know is going to happen whenever I do a console-based video, whether it's for PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, 3DS, handheld, mobile. There's always a few commenters. I think they live in their parents' basements. They have themselves a little gaming PC, got themselves a little monitor set up on their little desk, and they feel the need to comment about how much better their gaming PC is than an Xbox or a PlayStation or a Nintendo Wii U. And that's not up for debate. Obviously, a PC is more powerful than a game console. However, millions and millions and millions of people buy game consoles and enjoy playing games on their game consoles. And because of that, I'm going to continue making content for game console owners. But seriously guys, I have PC Intel Core i7 4 gigahertz powered by a GTX 1080, 32 gigabytes of RAM, water-cooled system, and an Oculus Rift and an HTC Vive plugged into it. So I'm good. Microsoft announced the Xbox One S back at E3 this past June, just 3 years after the release of the original Xbox One. It's a revised version of the original Xbox One hardware that features a streamlined form factor. The S stands for slim, and the Xbox One S is 40% smaller than its predecessor, and that's even when including the power supply inside of the Xbox One S rather than requiring the large, bulky external power supply that the Xbox One needs in order to function. It also now supports HDR gaming, 4K HDR streaming, 4K HDR Blu-ray, and 4K upscaling of games. Opening it up, inside the box we'll find a visual guide to help us get it all set up, as well as a 14-day free Xbox Live trial code with an ad for the Xbox One Elite controller. I'm actually a big fan of the Elite controller, by the way, and I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check out the video I did on that one. Next up, this black piece of plastic is actually the vertical stand. The original Xbox One could only be officially set up horizontally, but the Xbox One S allows for vertical placement as long as you have this piece of plastic. It comes included with the 2TB model, but you won't find it in the box if you buy the 500 gigabyte or 1TB models. For those buyers, the vertical stand add-on will cost $19.99. This next little box includes the power cable, which plugs right into the back of the Xbox One S. Again, no huge power brick needed anymore. There's also a high-speed HDMI cable, which supports the 4K UHD standard as well as HDR, so you'll want to use this cable when setting up the Xbox One S, especially if you have a TV capable of 4K UHD with HDR, just to be safe. You'll also find a pair of AA batteries, and the new Xbox One controller. This one has been slightly redesigned as it now connects to the Xbox One over Bluetooth, allowing for better range and communication and easier pairing with PCs and mobile devices as well. The back of the controller now also sports a subtly ridged design, which adds a bit more grip to the controller, and Microsoft says that the thumbsticks have been improved as well. These controllers are replacing the older Xbox One controllers and will work with all Xbox One hardware past, present, and future. And that brings us to the star of the show, the Xbox One S console itself. Just taking it out of the box for the first time is kind of shocking. It's much smaller, but it's very dense. I was actually surprised by how heavy it was. Microsoft did a great job at redesigning it, and I'd say that it stands today. This is the best looking and most well-designed game console out there right now. On the front, you'll find the Blu-ray slot, which now supports 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray discs as well. So if you've got a 4K TV, this is an inexpensive way to get into 4K Blu-ray when compared to the price of standalone 4K Blu-ray players. One word of warning though, the Xbox One S doesn't support high-definition audio codecs like Dolby Atmos and DTS-X. Microsoft says that should be coming in the future update, but it's definitely a downer for those of you who have high-end speaker configurations. Also on front, you'll find the eject, pairing, and power buttons, all of which are actually pressable buttons now instead of the touch-sensitive panels found on the original Xbox One. There are also a couple of features that are new to the front panel as well. You'll now find a USB 3.0 port right under the drive slot. Previously, this was located on the left side of the Xbox One, so this is easier to get to. And you'll also find an IR blaster under the power button. This is used to send remote control signals to your other devices, like turning on your TV, for example. Previously, this functionality was relegated to the Kinect, but it seems that with the introduction of the Xbox One S, Microsoft is basically killing off the Kinect for good. In fact, a look at the back of the console seems to confirm that narrative. As you can see, you have the power connector, the HDMI out to your display, HDMI in to integrate your cable box, two USB 3.0 ports, an IR out, optical audio, and Ethernet. The Kinect port has been completely removed. Microsoft will be selling a dongle that you can use to hook up a Kinect, but it isn't even hitting stores until a month after the release of the Xbox One S itself, making it really seem like an afterthought. You can now talk to Cortana and use voice control using a headset, but I'm someone who uses the Kinect regularly, so I'll be making sure to get one of those adapters. And by the way, if you own an Xbox One already and a Kinect, Microsoft will provide you with a free adapter if you also pick up an Xbox One S and provide them with all three serial numbers. After getting everything out of the box, setup was super simple. I actually keep all my Xbox One games on two external hard drives, a 1TB SSD for games I'm currently playing, which makes them all run super fast, and a 5TB hard drive for mass storage of titles I'm not currently playing. I'll leave a link in the description below to show how I created a super fast external SSD for my Xbox One gaming. My home theater setup includes a 78-inch curved Samsung JS9500 4K UHD TV, which does support HDR10, and a Yamaha RX-A 1050, which also supports 4K and HDR. I plugged the Xbox One S into the receiver, plugged in the power cord, and connected it to my wired network. And just for comparison's sake, here's a look at the Xbox One S in my entertainment cabinet compared to the older Xbox One. It's way smaller. Then I plugged in my external SSD and HDD and powered it on for setup. You'll have to download a fairly large day one patch before you're up and running, and then you'll want to head into the video settings to make sure you have everything set up appropriately, especially if you have a 4K UHD TV. Here you see confirmation that my setup is ready for 4K and HDR across the board, and so far the Xbox One S is a little more responsive when navigating the menus than the older model, but Microsoft isn't going out of its way to talk up any speed increases, though benchmarks have found that you can probably get up to an 11% performance boost with the newer console over the original. I tested out some streaming 4K content from Netflix and was happy to find that the Xbox One S actually also supports the streaming HDR features from Netflix as well. There's only a couple of titles that support streaming HDR, but still, this is something that even my $10,000 television can't do, so thanks a lot, Samsung. So the question is, should you buy this thing? Well, if you own a 4K television, and especially a 4K TV that supports HDR, then I'd say this is the game console to get. If you don't already own an Xbox One and you want to pick one up, get this one. But if you do own an Xbox One and don't own a 4K display, then I'd say just stick with what you've got. Microsoft will be releasing yet another new Xbox One next year, and it'll be the much more powerful Project Scorpio. Save your money until then if you don't have a pressing need to buy an upgraded console today. And also, if you really want one, we're going to be giving one of these away shortly, so be sure you subscribe to the channel so you're kept abreast on when that launches. And there you have it, guys, my review of the Xbox One S. It does everything your current Xbox One does, but with a slimmed down form factor, faster performance, with some of the Kinect voice and control features built in, and taking things up a notch with support for 4K video streaming, 4K game upscaling, 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray support, and HDR support. Ultimately, it makes your games and entertainment look way better if you've got a supported television. You can pick up the 2TB model today for $399 with the included vertical stand, and the 500GB and 1TB models will cost $299 and $349 respectively, each including free games launching on August 23rd. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think of the Xbox One S? Are you an Xbox gamer? If so, what's your gamer tag? You can find me on Xbox Live as DrewSoIcy. Thanks a lot for watching as always, guys. Please do hit that like button if you enjoyed this one, and as I mentioned earlier, hit the subscribe button when my face pops up to be notified of when I launch the Xbox One S giveaway. Until next time, I'm Andrew Edwards, and I'll catch you in the next video.